Welcome to One on One. I'm Greg Bassett, your host from the Salisbury Independent newspaper. And today, as we all know, we have the most fun person in town. She's here again, Jamie Heater. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you so much for having me again.
Thanks for being fun.
I try.
You don't have to try. You just naturally are fun.
It's a life choice, as we discussed last time.
You're here to promote an event that I thought would never, ever work in our community. I was like, this is the dumbest idea anyone's ever had, and it is a tremendous success. Tell me all about the ball drop downtown.
Thank you. Yeah, I also, I heard about it. Jim Ireton was kind of on me for years and years and years to do a ball drop in Salisbury, years ago. And I also thought the same thing you did. And here we are today.
Unbelievable, this thing.
4 successful years, several thousand people come every year. It's changed every year, but this year I feel like we finally have had enough practice and have got the formula tweaked where we're just going to have a great show. We're going to have a huge stage, the perfect location, outdoor beer and wine for sale, all ages, an all ages area where you can still enjoy beer and wine, and a 21 plus area where you can have beer, wine, and liquor, fireworks, a ball drop, awesome bands, you name it. So I'm really excited about this year.
Yeah, first year was huge.
First year was huge.
Second year was down a little bit. I thought, well, this is it.
Second year it was freezing cold.
It was very cold. But then last year it was like...
It was huge again, right. So it was not as cold last year.
Right.
So I think the temperature has a lot to do with it. So fingers crossed, everybody put your jammies on, however you're supposed to put them on to make sure that it's not freezing cold. But yeah, year 2 had 2 factors. It was kind of cold, and we also didn't have beer and wine sales outside.
Right.
So I think that affected it. We still had a nice surge right before the ball drop. I still think there was at least 2,500, 3,000 people there. But as far as who was hanging out all night long, it wasn't as crowded as year 1 or year 3.
Yeah.
So we're going to be back in the same location where we were last year. So we're going to be at the intersection of North Division and Circle, right outside of Headquarters Live. But this year we are going to build a giant stage outside. So whereas last year the ball dropped outside, but they used kind of the inside as Headquarters Live, the stage as the primary stage area.
Right.
We're going to have a full stage with a giant projector screen and truss and lights and a giant tower crane and fireworks and confetti and all sorts of fun stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is just great.
It's going to be fun.
And the fireworks are going to be down by the river.
Fireworks will be shot off down by the river. So those of you who live over down by Riverside Drive, just 15 minutes before midnight, they will close off a couple of streets right there by Rise Up.
Right.
But we don't want to, we're not trying to get in anybody's way. It's just for safety, and it won't be all night. It'll just be for a few minutes. Just a few minutes. But that way we can have a fireworks show too.
So I can go down there, I can walk around, I can drink, I can eat.
Mm-hmm. You can eat. We've got food trucks. We got Vittles food truck, which I love because they have grilled cheese. And the King's Hawaiian truck. Sam always has good stuff like crowd pleasers, and also Fat Boys that has a lot of interesting things, barbecue, but also I think they do like deep fried Twinkies and just things that you have to have at a fair or a New Year's.
Right. What time do I want to get there?
Well, it's from 8 to just after midnight. So I would certainly say, especially if it's warm enough, you don't want to miss any of it, because right at 8 o'clock we've got Amp Studios that starts off the night, and these kids are super talented. They have 3 different bands that are coming out of Amp Studios, which is the Academy for Music Performance.
Right, they've been at
School
the
of
Firehouse.
Rock.
Right, okay,
yeah. The
right.
School of Rock that they live in Headquarters Live. They've just had several Christmas shows. These kids rock. They really do.
Yeah, they've made them into little rock stars.
They
right
are little rock stars.
Yeah.
So 3 different bands that are a part of AMP are going to open the night from 8:15 on, and then after that it's breakfast in the middle, and then it's the Larks at the end, and all in between we have a DJ team called Tops Cut Off Productions that are going to keep the energy up and play all your favorite hits and stuff like that too. So really it doesn't matter when you come, the music's always going to be good. There's something for everybody, but make sure you're there for the ball drop.
And breakfast isn't breakfast, it's breakfast, period.
It is breakfast, period. You are aware of the
Which is
breakfast
the band.
I'm referring to. It is
Yes,
the band, yes.
yeah.
Our local band that I think everybody is super proud of. They won
They
a
were
We
We
Heart,
Heart Salisbury
yeah,
winners, yeah.
We Heart Salisbury winners.
Yeah.
These guys, it's kind of a percussion-based band, funk band, but very highly musical, excellent vocals. Those guys are so awesome. And also the Larks, I'm sure you're familiar with Pete Bozick, who is kind of a jazz, blues, funk.
She's saying that because the Larks are like older.
Well, Pete's been around for a long time, but the thing I'm excited about is just for New Year's, he made sure to get more of a horn section. So he's really going to funk it up. And I'm really excited about that.
So I'll have to turn my hearing aid down.
Yes, turn it way down because the horn section will be way up.
Now, that's what's so cool is when you go to these events, Third Friday, the events downtown, you see all these young people who believe in Salisbury, and you're stunned. It's like, where did they come from? They love Salisbury just like us old people do.
Yeah, we do. I do love Salisbury. I mean, and I'm not from here. I think that there's a really interesting mix going on right now of younger people, 20s, 30s age people who are a mixture of from heres and not from heres that all love Salisbury. And I think it's the both of those perspectives together that is making what's going on right now successful. Because we have the people who have been here forever, who know all the who's who, knows the story, knows the history of this town enough to, love it and protect it. But then you also have some people who have a completely different, points of view, points of, reference, I guess you could say, from other towns and other areas that they can bring here. And I think that all those energies combined is really what's given a lot of positive momentum right now.
Right. No admission charge. It's all free.
It's all free. It's all free.
And where would you park?
Parking will be available everywhere. So we won't, with street closures, we won't be affecting parking. So you can park in lot 1. You can
Lot
park
1 will
in,
be, okay.
Yeah, lot 1 will be completely open. The parking garage will be completely open and free because it's a weekend. All the street parking will be open. There's really the plaza will be open. We're really not closing down a lot of streets, just that one little intersection, but we can do so, with easy traffic divertments where it really doesn't affect a lot.
Do you need any help? Do you need any volunteers?
If anybody wants to volunteer, they can email thirdfridaysby@gmail.com. We do have a couple of needs for volunteers, but really we're doing pretty well as far as our crew. We have a production crew coming in. We have Public Works. The city of Salisbury has been amazing this year.
Good.
Big shout outs to Public Works and Salisbury Police Department and Salisbury Fire Department.
Because you got to wonder, these guys at Public Works, they're like, what do they want us to do now?
Yeah, they're kind of like, who's this girl and why do we have to do this?
We have to get the stage out of the garage again.
Yeah. So, we're not using that stage. They threw away that stage.
They threw it away?
Yeah, they did.
Ooh, there's a scandal. I wish I had a
It
newspaper.
is a scandal. So it has a new nickname before it went in the dumpster, and it's called the Finger Biter. And I don't.
It seemed dangerous to me.
It's always been dangerous.
Okay.
No fingers were actually bit in the making of this show, but the potential was there, so it went in the trash. This year, we are using the Wicomico County trailer stage. Steve Miller has been.
Steve Guitar Miller.
Yeah, Steve. Is his middle name Guitar?
No, I just like saying that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I do too now. Steve Miller's been kind of reminding me that this stage was available for quite some time, and this is my first time using it. So we're gonna make it look awesome.
Right, that's a nice stage. That's
It is
the one
a
they
nice
use
stage.
for the Christmas parade.
Yes.
That's a good one.
It is a nice stage. So
Yeah.
it'll be my first time using it. I'm excited. Finger biters in the trash, probably a good thing for Salisbury. But
No, there was nothing worse than like you're in the parking garage. There's no spaces left, and
Except
there's
for
the
that one.
stage.
it was a really good investment. Joey Gilkerson, thank you very much. Bless his heart. He bought that stage for us for the first year, New Year's. Got it a crazy deal on it, used from a church in Minnesota for like $1. No, it wasn't $1. He spent a couple grand on it, and it worked really well a couple of times, and then it stopped working.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking for some alternatives. We'll see how this stage works because it's here and it's available. But it was a nice stage while it lasted, but we had a little ceremony for it, put it on a pyre.
So volunteer prospects can email you.
They can email me. I have a couple of jobs in various times throughout the day. Earlier in the day, I have need for people who want to schlep heavy stuff around. Later in the day, I have needs for people who want to make stuff pretty and organize stuff. And during the event, I always have needs for people. If you want to like run around and give out some freebies, I've got free, party favors and noisemakers and beads that somebody could go and help me, hand out to people, that sort of stuff. So there's always something to do if somebody wants to get involved, and it's always really fun to help. It's a rewarding experience to interact with people.
How are things at the Visitor Center?
The Visitor Center is fun.
You and Laura Kordakowski are down there.
Yes, we are. We have a new challenge. We have
The hula hoops gone?
We've been through. Well, the hula hoops are always there. I feel like that'll always stay. But we're on to our third challenge now. The second one was a paper airplane challenge to see who could make their own and throw their own paper airplane the farthest. That turned into a very heated competition. I think Tom Stevenson was crushed that he did not win. He spent a lot of time on his.
Well, he's an engineer guy, so
right.
Yeah.
Right. No, there was some people that were putting some serious time and energy into this challenge, but now we're moved on to a basketball challenge.
So what's this? Is it in the alley?
No, it's throwing little mini basketballs that
Oh.
were donated to the Visitor Center from the Army Recruiter's Office into the Matisse Interactive M4 Reactor tool drive box, which is also in the Visitor Center. So if anyone has any spare tools, please bring them by the Visitor Center so we can donate them to M4 Reactor and or throw basketballs at the bin.
And where's the Visitor Center?
The Visitor Center is located at 110 North Division Street, right across the street from Government Office Building, right next to the Brick Room.
Right in the middle of it all.
Right in the middle of it all, right across from the Christmas tree.
And when people come in, you're not like annoyed because you're working. It's just like, come on in.
No, I mean it's come on in. We will stop what we're doing. We will interact. Because it's called the Welcome Center. So we make people feel welcome. So if that means that we don't get a lot of our work done during the day and we work a little bit longer at nighttime, that's what we do.
So when the mayor calls up and asks what you're doing, why you're not getting your stuff done, we're welcoming a lot of people here.
We're welcoming a lot of people. I feel like sometimes when they don't feel like getting stuff done, they come over to the Visitor Center and prevent us from doing our work, just as, team building, I think is the phrase.
So
but
Julia's checking on you a lot.
Julia is the one who invented the basketball challenge, and she
Wow.
nailed it. We have 21 basketballs. She got 14 in 30 seconds.
Wow.
Joey Gilkerson could only get like 5 in.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's got skills.
Super skills. I was shocked.
Yeah. She might make a good city administrator then.
She could. Shameless name drop.
And Laura's dog is there to welcome anybody.
Only on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
But yes, Vicky is there on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, usually wearing some sort of sweater.
Yes, I was there last Friday and had the sweater on.
Yeah.
This is the big bulldog.
She looks great in clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of us do. We're better.
Yes, better in clothes. Me too.
Anything I forgot to ask?
I don't think so, but I really appreciate you having me on the show.
No, this is
and
great.
Visit, if you have want more information on New Year's Eve, visit nyesby.com for all the info.
And we appreciate you doing this. This is so cool.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you and your enthusiasm, and I will see you on New Year's.
Thank you. We've been here with Jamie Heater from the Downtown Ball Drop. It's thrilled to have you. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you.
We're here now with Jenni Pastusak. She's got her Chamber of Commerce hat on today. Jenni is doing so much in this community to make it better. I'm wowed by her all the time. We're going to talk about the beautification that goes on where these people go out on weekends and clean up the river, if you can believe that. Welcome, Jenni Pastusak.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for the plug there.
Well, it's true. I get these photos all the time of you guys in canoes and other stuff cleaning the river. Tell me about this, how does this work?
The river cleanup is very popular. That's one where we put it out there to the chamber membership and even to the community, and people, they volunteer, no question. I have to give a shout out to Salisbury University because through Bill Nelson's work, they donate the canoes and kayaks to actually get us on the water to clean it up.
Well, people bring their own boats too. I've seen
They
that.
can, yeah. You can bring, your duck boat, your boat, whatever. It's the idea is to get on the water to clean it up. And it's interesting because we do realize that, you're out on the water. It's a beautiful day. We've had really great weather. So you're enjoying yourself, having fun, getting out there, and we're filling up, 30 trash bags in 2 hours. There's a lot of trash out there, and it's on the banks, and people can walk. If there's not enough, we'll take turns sharing kayaks, and we're finding some interesting trash. But needless to say, I think the last time we did it was like 26 bags of trash in less than 2 hours with about, 25 people.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the carelessness of our population so much as it's just a place where all this stuff blows and gets stuck.
It does get stuck, so, across from Market Street, unfortunately, Market's there, it's on the water, and it'll end up on the banks across. So we stopped, I think Mayor Day was with us the one time in Matt Holloway's duck boat, and we literally got out on the banks, and we filled 2 trash bags within a very small space because there was a lot of it. And that from the road, people unfortunately throw things out their car windows,
Yeah.
and that's where it ends up. So the beautification committee, we've pretty much launched with Priscilla Timken the Stash Your Trash kind of brand of cleaning up our community. And they are in full force now trying to really promote that. They're in the schools talking to, they just did a presentation to the principals. We want youth to be involved to kind of start that initial thought of care about your community, pick up the litter, don't litter, and just, give a crap about it.
Right. It's twice a year. When's the next one?
So we have one in the spring. This isn't so the spring one is an all, kind of the zoo does something and we do something. We
Several events.
pick different
Yeah.
neighborhoods. The spring one is now April 22nd, 2017. We coordinate that with the city, with the zoo, to kind of just have groups of people everywhere cleaning up the same day. And, Mayor Day is on board. He says, we have a map that I'm going to provide you guys with targeted areas that we really need to focus in on to clean up.
Yeah, with his leadership, I mean, if he's got a team to help him, he'll find work for them to do.
He will. And the city, and the city does go,
Yeah.
they're out on the river cleaning it up a certain number of times, but we need to help them because, one person, 2 people can't do it all. There's too much trash out there for someone to take care of that.
Right. And your work has inspired some of the church groups. There's a church group that went out last year, too.
Yes, different church groups. They can just call, literally, we're going to have it so they can call the chamber. We'll give them gloves. Definitely wear gloves, people. You never know what you're going to find.
Right.
Trash bags, pickers, and, we will provide all of that so you can go out and do your own cleanup anywhere in the community. And through the chamber, the city's been great too because they say, leave it on the floating dock, leave it, all your trash bags. They'll come and take care of it.
Right.
You don't have to haul that trash to the dump or anything like that.
Right.
Because they appreciate your
Right,
time
right.
in walking around and picking up trash.
Right. Now, the other element in this, another one of those things, and one of the themes of this show is that I'm cynical that things aren't going to work, but the trash monster thing that you've done here for several years.
Yes.
At first, I thought that was the silliest thing I'd ever seen, but it's really cool.
Yeah, so we started with a heron.
Yeah,
The heron.
the heron was beautiful.
It was.
Yeah.
Scuttle was the winner.
Well, tell us what it is. It's a sculpture made of trash.
It is. It's all recycled materials, trash to create these things. And the first year was a scuttle, that was the heron.
Yeah.
The second year was a crab. We just ended in October where the community voted on the best one.
It was at First Friday,
Yes,
Third Friday.
Third Friday.
Third Friday they were displayed.
Yes, the trash monster. And the beautification committee at the chamber actually built one this year. We had Mother Earth, with
Right.
her arms around this huge, trash, this pile of trash, and we had a tear dropping out of her eye because,
Like the Indian tier from
we
way
are the
back.
ones that create all that trash.
Right.
They got to vote on the best one, and then next year we're going to change it up and do a bug. So put your thinking cap on, kind of collect your trash off to the side. Well, we all kind of rooted through our recycling bins.
Right.
Like that's what I did. I'm like, what can I use in here? And the sculptures that people come up with are pretty amazing. They are artwork.
Right. They really are. And it raises awareness. It really does.
It does.
It makes you think about what's going on.
Well, for the first year, the herons actually traveled in a flock around to different, the library, the mall, SU. So they were on display. And Scuttle traveled around to different businesses. If you were, environmentally friendly, if you made sure that, your property was cleaned up, you got to host Scuttle for a month and kind of showcase Scuttle. But it's huge awareness.
You're very involved in the chamber. You're involved in other groups. Why do you do it? Why put yourself out like that?
Well, I do it because the easy answer is because I care. And these actually under community outreach, education is another committee that I serve on, and I've got 2 children in the public school system here in Wycomico County. I care very much, and I also, it does help. It helps me as a business owner make connections. I do network, but just showing up to a business after hours once a month or the luncheon once a month, it's not going to cut it. It's what you make of it. So getting involved and actually doing these things, being a part of this, is what helps you meet people and know what's going on in the community, so you're not in a silo, just functioning, because you can't, I don't think you can be, a successful business person if you operate, in a silo. So that's why I do it, because I care.
Well, your intensity is pretty overwhelming when it comes to these things.
I am a PR and marketing person too, Greg. You know that. So,
But you also walk the talk. You walk the walk. You actually
Sure.
participate. Yeah.
Yeah, there are. It's funny because we talk about this on a professional level with some of my colleagues. There is the strategy, the people, up here, and then there are the implementors and the worker bees, I'm going to call us, and I'm one of those. I'm not ashamed to say that. I want to do, because that's how I feel like, I'm making a difference. I want to actually implement, what those great ideas are up here. Hopefully I have a few every once in a while, but I'm not ashamed to give other people credit for the idea, but I'll help make it happen.
Yeah. Anything you're proud of in that?
I would say that, I have a very, something really, really successful that's going on right now with the Education Committee. And it's from multiple people that came together to do this. So we decided, we want the students in our middle and high schools to understand that, you might graduate from here and you might go away, but you might come back. And we wanted to highlight how you can be successful here on the shore. You don't have to, all right, I graduated, I'm off, and I'm never coming back again.
That was me.
I'm sick of this place.
That was me.
So we have people in our community, successful business people, and they're like, yeah, I graduated from Parkside. The mayor, Chris Eccleston, they all graduated from here. Mike Dunn is one.
Yeah.
Charlie Paparella from WBOC. So we are showcasing them in a series of posters that are hanging on the walls of the schools, the middle and high schools, because we want our youth to understand that their success right here on the Eastern Shore. And people might go away to college, but many come back.
Right.
Because they want the quality of life here. They want to raise their children and their families here. You can work, play, you can do it all here. So we just met with the principals last week, and they're putting those posters up on the wall now to kind of showcase our success stories and the people who...
That's so cool.
Yeah. I think it's in the mindset of student. I mean, I did it. I went to New York City, and it was great, and I loved it. I didn't want to raise a family there.
Right.
Though.
The shore starts to make sense when you hit a certain age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's okay to go venture out and see what else is out there, but ultimately, this is not a bad place to raise your family.
Well, now you came here through TV.
I did.
You were on WBOC, and all these people who come in, I talk to Jacqueline and Jenni about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to be here for 2 years and get your tape and then go to the next big market. And here you are 12, 13 years later, you're still here.
Yeah, because I was ready, I was ready to actually settle for somewhere to be home. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, but this is home now. And I think that, yes, there are people who want to use this market to launch into bigger markets and, make more money. But this is where I wanted to stay. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that, yes, I left WBOC about 10 years ago, but I went out and kind of started my own business then.
Right.
And became a part of the community because, like I said, I care. It was interesting because when I worked at WBOC, I lived in Willards, like on the east side of the county, and I drove to Salisbury to go to work, and I drove home.
Right.
And I drove there and drove home. And until I moved to Salisbury, I didn't realize half of what was going on
Right.
here. So now I'm integrated, and I feel like a part of it, on a small level probably. But every time you meet someone new and hear what they're into, what they're doing, it's all for the betterment, I think, of our community.
Right. And for me, there's a big nostalgia thing from when I was a kid. So I've got that connection. that, sometimes when I'm frustrated with the community, I
Sure.
recall that. And you don't have that, but you still love that here.
No, I do. And it's interesting to hear those stories, though,
Yeah.
because I'm sure that this place has changed. It's evolved.
It's unbelievable how it's changed.
Yeah, but I also think people think, oh, it's just so much slower to meet where other, cities are. Or on what level, though? I mean, are you comparing apples to oranges, or so other people who think we're way behind? I don't know about that.
Well, we were always a progressive city, and we were known across the state for that, and then that sort of died out. But now it's coming back. Somehow the vibe is back again. And
Yeah.
that's what I remember being a kid, because going to Salisbury was a big deal. I mean,
Right.
that's where people wore ties and jackets, and
You're like, whoa.
there was a TV station there.
Yes.
It was and a newspaper. It was a big. The hospital was there,
Sure.
so it was a big deal.
But so let's look at the hospital. See how the development of that is evolving too. So the hospital isn't just it's not just walls. There's they're bringing healthcare to the community now, because that's what we need to do. Look at our graying population. I think that's a necessary thing for here. As people come here and they want to retire here, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. We want people to come here to retire. Because of what we have to offer them and what they can bring to the community, I think.
In our paper every October, we recognize Breast Cancer Month.
Mm-hmm.
You wrote a column about your grandmother a couple years ago that got tremendous response. This year you wrote about your son. Talk about your role with Women Supporting Women.
I am a board member for Women Supporting Women, and I think
So what do they do first?
Women Supporting Women
Yeah.
is a grassroots organization here that pretty much does anything and everything for people diagnosed with breast cancer that are struggling with breast cancer, men and women. And all of the money that is raised by this organization stays here. I think that's an important piece of information for people to have, because there are the Susan G. Komens, there is the American Cancer Society. They are all doing great things for people with cancer. I just know that Women Supporting Women spends every single penny here.
It's hard to connect with those bigger groups.
It is, in a sense, where you say, well, here I raised this much money, or we're going to go do this walk, and what does that really mean? I see, because I know how Women Supporting Women supports these people. You're diagnosed with breast cancer. It's traumatic. You walk through their doors, and you leave feeling so much better.
Yeah.
You get this pink bag, and it is filled with resources and information to help you through that battle. Not only that, it's not just the pink bag, it's the people that are there for you when you say, I don't know how to talk to my kids about mommy's going to lose her hair.
Yeah.
So I think that organization has meant so much to so many people. Pam Wolf was a spokesperson for us 2 years ago, and how it changed her life. I have the goosebumps just thinking about it, because it really changed her life. And now she's giving back. She's joining the board, actually, new board member.
Wow.
So yes, it's an amazing organization, and they do a lot of cool stuff. Fundraisers throughout the year, definitely a lot in October. But we have a bingo coming up next in the spring. But I just want people to know that every dollar stays here to help local people get through that struggle with breast cancer.
Just so many great anecdotal stories from that. It's just terrific.
Yeah, and it was interesting to me when I did write about my son. It was the fact that he's 13 now, and he rolls up in like a pink headband for a soccer game, and I was like, cute, because the guys on TV, the NFL players, are wearing pink cleats and pink socks, and I just it was cute, but I questioned whether he knew why.
And he did.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
That sensitivity was amazing.
Yeah, it was in honor of Grandma. That was written on the back. When he showed it to me, I literally, broke into tears. But I think that I was so proud too to know that he wasn't just wearing pink because his cowboys were wearing pink socks or something like that. He actually knew the meaning behind the pink and the ribbon, and because we had a family member, with breast cancer, then he made that connection, which was pretty cool.
Cool. Anything you want to pitch for the chamber? I don't want to turn this into chamber chat, but
I
yes.
know, right? Well, we're getting ready, and I don't even know if I should say this. I'll just give you a little tease, is that, we're actually getting ready for a membership drive coming up soon, because we're always recruiting new members to make the chamber as good as it can be. It's already great.
It's got the most members it's ever had.
Yeah.
And it's such a vital thing. It really is. As a business person, you need to be in the chamber.
And I think that's the message. You need the chamber needs you.
Yeah.
And, we're excited to launch this video series that's going to help people understand really what the value of being a member is. And it'll spark some interest and maybe say, hey, why aren't I a part of that? Maybe I should, become a chamber member.
It's one of the great memberships that I have. I get so much out of it. Those connections are tremendous.
It is.
Yeah.
And, the one thing I would say, if you go to any event, not a chamber, any event, sit at a table where you don't know anyone.
Yeah.
I know it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, but if you're going to sit at a table with everyone that you know,
you're not learning.
there's really no return on investment there.
Yeah.
So as far as your time is concerned, so try and pick a table where you
Wait,
don't know
that's
anyone.
why you want to sit with me at the chamber meetings. Now I know.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes I find you though, and I say, "Look, I didn't pick up the Independent yet. Do you have any copies on you?" I've totally done that before. I'm like, Greg will have some copies on him. I just want to take a look.
Thanks for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you. Jenni Pastusak, she's regular chamber hat, but she's involved in so much in our community, and I'm telling you, she works to make it better here all the time. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm Greg Bassett from the Salisbury Independent. Another edition of 101 right here on PAC 14.
First Shore Federal is proud to support PAC 14 and one-on-one. We'd encourage every business to support PAC 14 and pick a program and support it, and let's make a difference.